picture a battlefield, not of swords and shields, but of wills and desires. This is how Friedrich Nietzsche, the controversial philosopher, saw the world of love and relationships. But to understand Nietzsche's view on women, we must peer through the lens of power and seduction, not sentimentality. In the world according to Nietzsche, women are not demure damsels or gentle goddesses. No, they are primal forces, embodiments of nature, seduction and chaos. They are not the weaker sex, but rather vibrant vortexes of strength and creative energy. Nietzsche's views were not rooted in simple misogyny or romantic idealization. Instead, his perspective was a profound exploration of power dynamics, a critique of societal norms that sought to confine femininity to being passive and pure. He saw these so-called ideals as nothing more than a slave morality, a set of shackles meant to suppress the true vitality and strength of women. To Nietzsche, love was not a rosy field of emotional harmony, but a battlefield of competing wills. It was a negotiation of power where seduction was not just a strategy, but an exquisite art form. Far from vilifying women, Nietzsche sought to expose how society's limited ideals diminished their true power. He presented femininity as a vital creative force, a mirror reflecting back at men their own hidden fears and vulnerabilities. The dual nature of women, as agents of chaos and yet bearers of creativity, was, to Nietzsche, crucial for personal transformation. The feminine chaos, he believed, was essential for the journey towards self-overcoming, symbolized by his philosophical ideal, the Übermensch. Nietzsche's philosophy was ultimately a call to arms for both men and women. He urged all to break the societal chains, to redefine themselves, and to engage authentically with love, power, and existence. For Nietzsche, women were not the weaker sex, but complex forces embodying strength, chaos, and creative energy. In Nietzsche's world, love is not a fairy tale, it's a battlefield of competing wills. Love, as we often perceive it, is a comforting cocoon of affection and harmony. Yet Nietzsche challenges this conventional perspective, dissecting love as a power play, a struggle for dominance and control. It's a dance, a game, a war, a negotiation where every glance, every word, every touch is a calculated move in an intricate chess match. And in this battlefield, seduction emerges as the ultimate strategy. It's an art form, a weapon, a tool. Seduction, in Nietzsche's philosophy, is not a mere act of romantic persuasion. It's a psychological maneuver, a tactical deployment of charm and attraction to gain an upper hand. It's an exercise of power that transcends the physical realm and ventures into the mental and emotional territories. Nietzsche's vision of love is far from the rosy picture painted by romantic novels and films. It's raw, it's real, it's ruthless. It's about the primal, the instinctual, the unadorned essence of human relationships. It's about the struggle, the contest, the relentless pursuit of influence and control. This view may seem cynical or bleak to some, but Nietzsche's objective isn't to vilify love or to strip it of its beauty. Instead, he aims to expose its true nature, to delve beneath the surface and uncover the complex dynamics at play. He seeks to reveal the reality of love, the unvarnished truth that lies beneath the layers of sentimentality and idealization. In this reality, love is a battlefield, a stage where the drama of power and seduction unfolds. It's a contest where the victor isn't determined by the sweetness of words or the depth of emotions, but by the strength of will and the mastery of seduction. Love, for Nietzsche, was not about emotional harmony, but about the struggle for influence and control. It's a dance of power, a game of wills, a war of hearts. It's a battlefield, and on this battlefield, only the strongest, the most cunning, the most seductive prevail. Nietzsche was a provocateur, a disruptor of societal norms, and his views on women were no exception. In the grand tapestry of Nietzsche's philosophy, his perspective on the feminine ideal stands as a stark challenge to conventional wisdom. Society, he argued, has long painted a picture of women as passive, pure, weak. This portrayal, he suggested, was nothing more than a slave morality, a set of norms designed to suppress the true vitality and strength of women. Nietzsche was not content to accept such a simplistic, one-dimensional view of femininity. Instead, he saw women as complex, powerful forces of nature, embodying chaos, seduction, and creative energy. He saw femininity not as a sign of weakness, but as a vital, creative force, a mirror reflecting men's hidden fears and vulnerabilities. He understood that femininity in its truest form is neither passive nor weak, but dynamic, powerful, and transformative. It is a force that challenges, that disrupts, that seduces, a force that holds the power to change the world and the individuals within it. Nietzsche's unique perspective on femininity was not meant to vilify or undermine women, quite the opposite, in fact. His intention was to expose the societal norms that diminish women's true power and to challenge these norms head-on. He urged us to see beyond the societal archetype of the passive woman and to recognize the true power and complexity of femininity. He called on us to embrace the chaotic nature of femininity, to see it not as a threat, but as a catalyst for personal transformation and growth. And beyond this, Nietzsche saw in women a reflection of men's own hidden fears and vulnerabilities. He suggested that by acknowledging and understanding these fears, men could begin to confront their own weaknesses and grow as individuals. Nietzsche challenged us to see women not as society dictates, but as complex, powerful beings. Nietzsche's philosophy was not just about dissecting societal norms, it was a call to action. It was a rallying cry, a resounding call to break free from the societal chains that bind us, to redefine ourselves and to engage authentically with love, power, and existence. Nietzsche didn't mince words. He urged both men and women to transcend the outdated societal molds that have long restricted their identities. He beckoned us all to embrace complexity, to revel in the rich tapestry of human experience that goes beyond the binary of masculine and feminine. In Nietzsche's view, the journey to self-overcoming, the path to becoming the Übermensch, requires us to confront and integrate what he saw as the chaotic nature of femininity. This isn't a passive acceptance, but an active engagement. It's about wrestling with the primal forces that women embody, the seduction, the chaos, the creative energy, and harnessing those forces for personal transformation. But what does it mean to embrace feminine chaos? Nietzsche saw it as a process of dismantling the societal norms that have stifled women's true power. It's about rejecting the notion that women are passive or weak, and instead recognizing their strength, their vitality, their ability to create and destroy. It's about acknowledging the dual nature of women, as embodying both chaos and creativity, and understanding that this duality is not a weakness, but a strength. For Nietzsche, this is more than a philosophical exercise. It's a journey of self-discovery, a path to self-overcoming. The chaos of the feminine is not something to be feared or suppressed, but rather a force to be embraced, a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. This journey is not easy. It demands courage, resilience, and a willingness to confront our deepest fears and vulnerabilities. But Nietzsche believed that it was a journey worth taking, for in the chaos of the feminine we find the potential for creativity, for growth, for transformation. We find the seeds of our own Übermensch. In Nietzsche's world, the path to self-overcoming is paved with the chaos of the feminine. Chaos and creation, two sides of the same coin in Nietzsche's philosophy. Within the stormy seas of Nietzsche's thoughts, the dual nature of women, embodying both chaos and creativity, stands as a beacon of transformation. Nietzsche, in his audacious style, paints women as not merely the bearers of chaos, but as the very essence of it. Yet this is not a derogatory depiction, far from it. He sees this chaos as a whirlwind of potent energy, a raw and untamed force of nature that, when harnessed, can unleash waves of creativity and profound change. In this perspective, chaos is not a destructive force, but rather it's the birthplace of creation. It's a swirling cosmos, a dynamic dance of elements that gives rise to new forms, new ideas, and new realities. It's within this chaos that Nietzsche sees the potential for personal transformation, the metamorphosis from a caterpillar bound by societal norms into a butterfly that embraces its true nature. This journey is not for the faint-hearted. It demands the courage to confront, to engage, and to dance with chaos. It calls for the strength to shatter the comforting illusions of order and predictability, to dive into the maelstrom and find one's own rhythm within the tumult. It's a journey that leads one to encounter their deepest fears, their hidden vulnerabilities, and their untapped potential. The feminine chaos, in Nietzsche's view, is a mirror reflecting these unseen aspects of ourselves. By facing this mirror, by acknowledging and integrating this chaos within, individuals can unlock a deeper artistic and philosophical genius. This confrontation with chaos is not a descent into madness, but rather an ascent into a higher state of awareness and creativity. It's the key to unleashing the Übermensch within, to rising above the mundane and touching the sublime. For Nietzsche, chaos was not to be feared. It was to be embraced and transformed into creation.